Welcome back, Sugar Bee family. If you thought Ty Borden's story ended the day he collapsed in Amy's arms, think again. Because what if everything we believed about his death wasn't the full truth? What if the man who stole our hearts, the quiet strength of Heartland, is still part of a story that's not quite finished? In today's video, we're diving deep into the clues, cryptic interviews, and emotional moments that suggest Ty might not be as gone as we thought. From Amber Marshall's mysterious words, to behind-the-scenes teases fans were never meant to catch, the signs are everywhere. Speech balloon: could Ty return in season 19? Memo: are the writers setting us up for the most emotional twist in Heartland history? You won't want to miss this. So saddle up, hit that like button, and let's ride into one of the most powerful stories still echoing through the ranch. It was one of the most emotional scenes in Heartland history. The man who had overcome so much foster care, personal trauma, and countless challenges, was taken so suddenly. Amy's scream, Lindy's innocence, and the silence that followed still haunt fans to this day. People turned to social media in shock, asking, why Ty? How could they do this? Is this real? Graham Wardle, the actor who played Ty, had made the decision to leave the show. After 13 years, he felt it was time to step away and explore other paths in his life. It wasn't easy for him, and it definitely wasn't easy for fans. But he wanted to leave in a way that felt honest and meaningful. That's why the writers chose to make his exit powerful and heartbreaking, a moment that would shape Amy's future and leave a lasting impact on the story. Still, for many fans, there's been a lingering feeling that Ty's story might not be completely over. Whether it's in memories, dreams, or something more mysterious, the possibility of seeing him again continues to stir hope. And in recent interviews, Amber Marshall, the actress who plays Amy, said something that has fans talking. Just when fans had started to accept Ty Borden's death, Amber said something that turned everything upside down. In a recent behind-the-scenes interview promoting season 19, Amber was asked about the impact Ty's death had on her character, and whether the door was completely shut on Ty ever returning in any form. She paused for a moment, smiled, and said words that fans haven't been able to stop thinking about. Ty may be gone, but he's never really left the story. Now, that may sound simple. But when it comes from Amber, someone who deeply understands her character and the emotional journey of the show, that line hit differently. Immediately, fans began to wonder, was she dropping a hint? Was this just about emotional memory, or something more? Amber went on to say, Amy carries Ty with her in everything she does. His presence is still very real in her life. And who knows? Sometimes the past has a way of finding its way back. That last line, the past has a way of finding its way back, has sparked a wave of speculation. Social media lit up. YouTube comments, Reddit threads, and fan forums exploded with theories. Was this just poetic language? Or was Amber carefully planting seeds, suggesting that Ty could return in some shape or form? Let's not forget, actors are usually very careful about what they say regarding upcoming seasons. They follow strict contracts and NDAs, meaning they can't spoil anything. So when an actor like Amber, who has been with the show since day one, says something like that, it's not just a throwaway line. She knows how her words will be taken by fans. And this isn't the first time Amber has spoken about Ty in a way that leaves room for imagination. In another interview, she mentioned that Ty's legacy will always be alive in the story. She used that word, alive. Not remembered, not gone, but alive. Coincidence? Maybe. But in the world of television, especially long-running dramas like Heartland, nothing is ever fully off the table. Could this mean dream sequences, flashbacks, or something even bigger? Whatever it means, Amber's words have opened a door. And fans are stepping through it, armed with theories that are about to get even wilder. What if Ty Borden's death wasn't the end, but the beginning of a deeper story no one saw coming? As Amber Marshall's cryptic words echo through the fanbase, viewers have gone into full detective mode. From Reddit threads to YouTube deep dives, fans are piecing together clues, and some of their theories are more than just wishful thinking. they're surprisingly believable. And in a show like Heartland, where emotion, healing, and family are at the center, nothing is ever truly final. Let's start with the wildest and most talked about theory: Ty never died. According to some fans, Ty's death was staged or misunderstood. The theory suggests that, due to threats from the same people behind the shooting incident, Ty may have been forced into hiding to protect his family. They believe his sudden collapse was either misdiagnosed, faked, or even part of a deeper plan known only to a few. While it sounds extreme, fans point to how fast the show moved on, and how little closure we actually saw from Ty himself. Could the writers have left a backdoor open? Another theory gaining traction is more emotional than shocking: the dream sequence theory. Fans believe Ty could return not as a living character but in Amy's dreams or flashbacks. This idea is powerful because it allows Heartland to keep Ty's presence alive while respecting the original story. Many shows have used this tool before, especially in moments of emotional growth. Imagine Amy facing a huge challenge in season 19, unsure what to do, and suddenly, in a dream or vision, Ty appears. A moment of comfort. A guiding voice. Not a full return, but enough to bring fans to tears. Then there's the spiritual connection theory. Some believe Ty may return in symbolic ways: a voice, a vision, a sudden feeling. In season 18, fans noticed how often Amy seemed to pause and look at the sky or speak softly, as if someone was listening. Was it grief, or something more? Could season 19 lean into a deeper emotional or even mystical path, where Ty communicates with Amy in unseen ways? And lastly, a simple but bold idea: a memory unlocked. Maybe there's a part of Ty's story we never saw: a letter he wrote, a video message, a moment recorded for Lindy. Something lost that now resurfaces. This kind of twist wouldn't bring Ty back physically, but it could allow one final appearance, giving fans a sense of closure, or perhaps raising new questions. One thing is clear: Ty Borden may be gone from the ranch, but he's not gone from the story. And if Heartland has taught us anything over the past 18 seasons, it's that love doesn't end with loss. It evolves. It echoes. And sometimes, it returns. Sometimes it's not what the writers say, it's what they don't. While fans continue to search for signs that Ty Borden might somehow return, the truth may already be hiding in plain sight. Over the years, Heartland showrunners and producers have spoken about Ty's exit, but certain answers haven't just brought clarity. They've raised even more questions. After season 14 aired, executive producer Michael Weinberg addressed the overwhelming fan reaction. He said that Graham Wardle's departure was a deeply personal choice and that the writers wanted to honor his time on the show with an ending that mattered. That sounds final, right? But just a few lines later, he added something unusual: Ty's presence will always be part of Heartland, even if he's not physically on screen. That comment felt layered, almost like a carefully placed seed. What does it mean to still be part of the show after your character is gone? Was it just emotional, or is there a plan for Ty's memory to return in a powerful way? Even more interesting is how Michelle Morgan, who plays Lou and has directed several episodes, once said in an interview, "In TV, no story is ever truly over. If there's a reason, and the audience needs it, anything can happen." That alone has made many believe the door isn't locked, just slightly cracked open. And Heartland has never been about shock value. It's about emotional truth, long-term healing, and quiet, powerful moments. If Ty were to return, it wouldn't be dramatic or unrealistic. It would be meaningful. Grounded. Timed perfectly. Also worth noting, during the writing of season 18, one of the assistant writers posted a now-deleted tweet saying, "We're working on something that longtime fans will not see coming." That one sentence sent fans into full theory mode. Could it have been about Amy's next chapter? Or was it a hidden clue about a storyline involving Ty? Of course, the producers have also said they respect Graham Wardle's wishes and won't bring Ty back unless he chooses to return. But here's where it gets really interesting. In a podcast from last year, Graham himself said, "You never say never. If there's a purpose and the story feels right, who knows?" That's all fans needed to hear. In television, especially in a show as emotionally rich as Heartland, final never really means final. Doors stay open. Quietly. Carefully. Waiting for the right moment. And maybe, just maybe, that moment is coming in season 19. Not all returns need footsteps. Some come in quiet strength, in the choices we make, the lives we build after loss. Even though Ty Borden is no longer by Amy's side, his presence still echoes through every corner of Heartland Ranch. From the barn, to the fields, to the way Amy looks at her daughter, Ty is still there. Not as a memory frozen in time, but as a living influence that keeps shaping her and the story in ways fans don't always notice at first glance. Since his passing, Amy's journey has not been about moving on, but moving forward. Two very different things. Ty was the great love of her life. He helped her believe and trust again, guided her through pain, and stood by her as they built a life together. That kind of bond doesn't disappear with death, it transforms. And that transformation is at the heart of Amy's character today. In the past 2 seasons, we've watched Amy take on new challenges. She's become stronger, not because she stopped needing Ty, but because his love gave her the strength to stand on her own. When she helps a troubled horse find peace, when she comforts Lindy with quiet wisdom, when she stares at the sunset after a long day, there's always a pause. A breath. As if she's still hearing his voice just beyond the wind. In season 18, fans noticed several subtle moments that it felt like emotional callbacks to Ty. For example, Amy begins to use phrases Ty once said. She visits the same spots they shared together. She even tells Lindy stories about her father, not as something lost, but as something living inside her. This isn't accidental. The writers have intentionally woven Ty's soul into Amy's next chapter. It's not about replacing him. It's about honoring him. Even Amber Marshall said it best, Ty may not be in the scenes anymore, but he's still in the script. Every choice Amy makes, he's part of it. As we step into season 19, that legacy becomes more important than ever. Amy is no longer just Ty's wife. She is the keeper of their story. Her every step forward isn't a goodbye to Ty, it's a continuation of what they built together. And maybe, just maybe, the reason fans still feel Ty's presence so strongly is because the story isn't finished yet. Some stories end with a goodbye. Others leave the light on, just in case love finds its way back home. Ty Borden's absence from Heartland has never truly felt final. Yes, we watched him collapse. We mourned with Amy. We saw the ranch fall silent in his memory. But in every season since, he's remained, in spirit, in influence, and in the hearts of fans who never stopped believing that maybe, just maybe, there's more to come. So, is Ty Borden really gone forever? That answer depends on which part of Heartland you connect with most. If you believe in closure, the writers gave us that, a meaningful farewell built on love and loss, tied to Graham Wardle's real-life decision to step away from the role. For those who needed a goodbye, it was there, raw, honest, unforgettable. But if you believe, like many fans do, that some characters live beyond the screen, and Ty's story might not be finished at all, then between Amber Marshall's haunting quotes, the quiet hints from the show's creators, and the flood of emotional clues left across the last few seasons, there's a feeling that something's still unfolding. It may not be a full return, but a message, a moment, or a voice could change everything. Heartland has never relied on shock twists or cheap surprises. It thrives on emotion, healing, growth, and the quiet power of connection. If Ty returns in a dream, a letter, a memory we've never seen, it won't be for drama. It'll be for purpose. For closure. For Amy. For Lindy. For the millions who still feel his presence as clearly as ever. So here's the truth, Ty Borden may not walk through the barn doors again, but his story? It's still being written, one heart, one hope, one episode at a time. Now it's your turn. Do you think Ty should return? If he does, how would you want to see it happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe like we do that some goodbyes are just the start of another chapter, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that keep the spirit of Heartland alive. Some characters are written into scripts. Others are etched into the soul of the story, and Ty Borden is one of them. Long after the camera stopped rolling on his final scene, Ty hasn't left. Not really. His fingerprints are still on every fence Amy fixes. His warmth still lingers in the smile Lindy gives. His strength is in the choices Jack and Tim make, even when they don't say his name aloud. And his heart, it's still beating in every viewer who refuses to let go. Because Heartland has never just been a show. It's a place we return to when we need comfort, connection, or just a reminder that love, real, hard-earned, lasting love, doesn't end with loss. It becomes legacy. Ty's journey was never just about romance or healing horses. It was about redemption. It was about finding family when you came from nothing. It was about becoming the kind of man who, even in death, continues to teach those around him how to live. And maybe that's the greatest twist of all. Not a return from the dead. Not a surprise appearance. But something even more powerful, the idea that we carry the ones we love with us always. Whether Ty Borden returns through a memory, a dream, or something more, one truth remains: his story isn't just about the past, it's a guiding light for Amy, for Lindy, and for every fan who still feels his presence with every heartbeat of Heartland. Because in this world of healing and hope, love doesn't vanish, it transforms. And maybe, just maybe, we haven't seen the last of Ty Borden after all. And there you have it, Sugar Bee family. Ty Borden may be gone from the ranch, but his spirit still rides strong in every corner of Heartland. Whether he returns in a dream, a memory, or a whisper across the prairie, one thing is certain. His story isn't over. Not for Amy. Not for Lindy. And definitely not for us. Here on Sugar Bee, we believe in love that lasts, stories that heal, and characters who never truly leave, even when the camera fades to black. So now it's your turn. Do you believe Ty should return? And if he does, how should it happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read and reply to as many as I can. Speech balloon. And if this story moved you, if you still get goosebumps when Amy says Ty's name, then like this video, subscribe to Sugar Bee, and share it with a fellow Heartland fan. Because here on this channel, we don't just talk about shows. We keep the story alive. Until next time, stay kind, stay hopeful, and keep riding forward. White Heart Horse. This is Sugar Bee, signing off.